What exactly are we talking about?
Politics.
Sports.
Education.
We'll tell you anything you want to hear.
We talk, you listen.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
Well, here you all are, waiting to hear my broadcast. How very nice of you.
Bigg's Golf Talk.
America is talking.
Talking and yakety yak.
Blah, blah, blah.
It's all about talk.
A place for information, advice, golf news, golf reviews, and of course, golf humor.
Do you know who this is?
Bigg's Golf Talk.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
That's the fact, Jack. Now we'll talk.
Bigg's Golf Talk is presented by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the King's Cup today by visiting biggsgolftalk.com and click on the link to qualify for a local qualifier near you, or visit usgolfchallenge.com. BGT also sponsored in part by ShotScope, Data is Power, Encore Golf, Photo Ball Marker, McNally 22, UFO Tour Golf, Ready Putt, and Spider Divot Tools. Connect with Bigg's Golf Talk on the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Bald. Subscribe to Bigg's Golf Talk in YouTube, on iTunes. We're available in the Google Play Music Store, available on iHeartRadio and on Spotify. And don't forget about your Alexa devices. Our website, www.biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS golftalk.com. He is the golf father, Bill Cuebas. I am Bigg Jon Vic. Amanda Robertson, the golf diva, having the week off. She emailed us her on par with Amanda, and you're going to enjoy that. Amanda's got a very, very busy schedule with her backswing events and with her golf life, too, with touring and all that stuff. So Amanda having a weekend off, and we wish her nothing but the best of luck. I know she's very, very busy. Billy, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Biggs.
Billy, I'll tell you, we have a great show for listeners out there. And before we talk about that, though, I want to talk about the PGA Championship and Beth Page Black Horse. I don't know if you've been there. I know you're a New Yorker, but have you ever been to Beth Page Black?
Unfortunately, no. I've never been there. No, not yet. It's on my bucket list. I'm hoping to one year.
So the last U.S. Open that they had there in early 2000s, I was there. I golfed in Pro-Am. And I'll tell you what, man, it's a tough course. The sign is no joke. I took a picture of it way back when. I'll have to post that on social media. And I was about maybe 120 pounds lighter at that time, too. So,
okay.
But, it's a hard course. It really is. To see these guys put the numbers up on that leaderboard as they do. And Tiger Woods Thursday, obviously ending the day 2 over, but showed some promise. He was 1 under at one point during his first round of it, and not too sure where he's at right now as we record this. But I'll tell you what, man, that field and Brooks Koepka.
Oh my God, he tore it up day one.
Yes, he did. Yes. But he's shooting to have 4 majors within 2 years wins. And first time since, the 1970s that somebody did it back then. But Brooks Koepka going after number 4 major within 2 years. And, we talk about Tiger Woods, but you got to give credit to Brooks Koepka playing as well as he is in these majors.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible because he plays so well in these majors.
Smart. He plays smart.
Yes, but I don't understand how it doesn't happen throughout all the rounds, because he just he wins a major, really up there in hype. He falls off, disappears. Major comes, boom, here he is again. Everybody's sleeping on him. I was sleeping on. I was like, wow. And then all of a sudden he shoots that opening round, 63, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this dude is no joke. It's like when it's a major, it just lights this. It just clicks for him. He goes in there maybe with a mental. And I'm not for nothing. Maybe it's more. Maybe it's coincidence. But every time there's a huge paycheck, my man is right on the top. He's right there, and I'm like, wow. this guy is phenomenal when it comes to majors and everything like that. I mean, he's a great golfer, but I just think for some reason he is like a Superman when it comes to these championships. When he comes in there, he is no joke. He is like super prepared.
See,
I think he just plays them.
This is what I'm talking about, though, Billy. Here you have a Brooks Koepka, a guy who can be phenomenal in majors, but what happens to him in the rest of the tour, and the rest of the tournaments that take place throughout the year, we don't see him on page number one.
Nope.
This is what I'm talking about, and people say, well, Tiger Woods, no, Tiger Woods, no, Tiger Woods, no. But here's the thing about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods still commands presence. He still, when you have a Tiger Woods in the field, you sell tickets, you have ratings. That's the bottom line. That's what it's all about for the PGA Tour. I know people say that it's about the other golfers too. Bottom line is when there's a Tiger Woods in the field, there's tickets sold and there's ratings. He commands presence.
Yes.
He even commands presence around the golfers around him that's in the field.
Yeah.
What other golfer since Tiger Woods, the phenomenal Tiger Woods way back when, right? We're not talking about the Tiger Woods today. Tiger Woods obviously is getting the command of presence from his legacy from before on how phenomenal he was. I am talking about what golfer, since the phenomenal Tiger Woods, when he took that break, he went through the surgeries, what golfer has come up, stepped up to take that position, to command that presence? We have not seen it yet. I'm looking at a Brooks Koepka who's a terrific golfer, above average golfer. Obviously, like you said, Billy, just every single major, boom, steps up his game. But why isn't he doing that in every single tournament?
Yeah, I don't understand it. I really don't. There's nobody that I mean, you always hear a lot when Rory was playing. Rory,
the next Tiger. Game. Yeah, we heard it a lot.
Yeah, he never took
the torch.
No, even when Spieth was doing amazing, you know what I mean. He's fallen off. But
and you know what? The funny thing is, you and I were at Mistwood. We'll talk about that in just a minute. You and I were at Mistwood, and we had Andy Mickelson that came up to us, and he goes, poll question for our and wanted to present this poll question. How many people on web.com will have a major win? And how long will it take Jordan Spieth to be playing on the web.com? So that was the poll question.
Yes. That's what it was. That was Andy's. And it was funny because I didn't expect it coming. But it was a clever one at that. But and you know what's funny, Biggs? This week they just released some information about the Masters. The last Masters that Tiger Woods wasn't in compared to this year's, and the money, the TV, and everything else was up over 41%.
That is
incredible. With Tiger Woods in it. Now everybody's like, "Oh, why did you do this? Why do that?" Because you know what? In the end, it's about dollars. You cannot keep a business or anything growing if you don't make money. And they are in it for money. Yeah, it's great golf. The Masters is an amazing tournament, everything. But just by having Tiger, you know what 41% works out to be? It's incredible numbers. We had the discussion, and we had an Amanda on par about the exemptions and stuff like that. And I agree with her where she fell in the middle of it because it has its good, it has its bad. Yeah. We had our round table about it. People talking about Tony Romo and everything else like that. Well, you know what? Tony Romo brings money in. He brings ratings in. He brings people in. He brought the people of Texas. He brought kids in. People want to see him. It's not all about everybody. Everybody wants to have that wonderful opinion. Yeah, but you know what? If I can go to a golf tournament and see one of my favorites that, he still golfs better than several players on the PGA Tour.
And the bottom line, Tony Romo will be in the Hall of Fame. So people are meeting a Hall of Fame NFL player. And I know Tony because Tony's from Wisconsin, and Tony takes his golf seriously. I mean, he wants to compete. He wants to make that cut. He is not just there to collect an appearance fee. Not at all. No. He wants to compete. He's a competitor.
And the thing is, he doesn't need the money.
Right.
He's doing it for the love of the game, and he's helping grow the game. So ideally, you know what? Let him take a poll in Texas. You know what I mean? Because they had the right to do what they wanted to do to bring the fans in and everything else. I think they did it smart. I don't think it hurt anybody. You know, the odds of bringing in somebody that's going to give them an exemption to. Do they really had hope to win the whole entire thing? Who knows? It doesn't matter because that's why it's an exemption. It didn't take away from anybody. That wasn't anybody's spot. Any spot that could have been won was won.
The sponsor exemption, the sponsor owned that sponsor exemption spot. Exactly. So it wasn't anybody exactly.
Yes.
The sponsors are given a certain amount of spots right? And they choose who they want to put in that spot. So nobody took a spot away.
No.
So
not at all. No. They didn't take any spot. That's their spot. They can do what they want to. That's like telling you can't hire that guy as your VP because we don't like him. Who cares? I can do what I want. It's mine. And that's the bottom line. It's their spot. I think they chose wisely. They did what was best for them and the golf tournament and golf. So I'm okay with it.
Let's go back to the PGA Championship out there in New York. Billy, does Brooks Koepka go wide or wire?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Tough course. It's going to get tougher. It's not going to get easier.
And I know. And that's what I'm saying. Depending on when he goes out, how he goes out, the temperature, wasn't the warmest up there in that area. Things are changing. Every day is different with these guys. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm just hoping for a great tournament, and like I always say, Biggs, the only time I called it was Tiger Woods winning the Masters. Other than that, I always say the same thing. Whoever's in first place is going to be my choice to win that week, and I'm just going to be watching impatiently to see who comes out on top. I wish Koepka the best. He wasn't my choice or my favorites. There's a lot of guys in the field that I want to see perform well, and I'm hoping it gets closer and better as it gets to Sunday. I hope it's really tight on Sunday. One
of the only golfers to not win a major on tour, and certainly a great person off the course and on the course. Great to the fans and very considerate to the fans. One Ricky Fowler. When does Ricky win a major?
Ricky's a sleeper, man. He's feast of famine too. He rises. I don't know. Sometimes he just comes out of there like you see, and then sometimes he self-destructs. Yeah. So you don't know, what's in his mind. Sometimes he gets a little bit aggressive on it, and sometimes he's a little too laid back. And other times he just plays it perfect. He's always that sleeper. Nobody's putting much into him this particular tournament. They're talking about the long ball hitters because it's so long. So DJ was doing really well. He started off his second round on Friday morning really well. I think he was -4 on the front nine, his front nine. So he was gaining on Koepka, but Koepka hadn't played last time I checked. So there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people up in there. You have sleepers. Tommy Fleetwood, he was in the top 5, I believe.
Top 5, yeah.
So So we just don't know. We got guys that are going to be coming out from everywhere and nowhere because it is. And then the guys that we think should be up there, they're even. You had Spieth that was even. So, and then how many, I think it was 100 people, 100 of the golfers that were over on the first day. They were over par.
Over par, yeah.
On their first round. Yeah, there was only 30 to 35, something like that.
That rough is no joke. That rough is no joke. That's true, that is true PGA Championship rough. That's a true major rough there. It's, 3.5 inches thick.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Did you get to see the beginning of the week? With I know we were in Chicago, we were at Mistwood and stuff like that, but I did catch a couple of glimpses, and I saw the Tiger Woods interview. I don't know if you got to see that, But I found it interesting when they asked Tiger about it. They were like, "Hey, Tiger, what do you feel about John Daly and his golf cart thing?" And Tiger came out just like being Tiger. He shook his head. He gave that evil smirk and said, "Well, I walked with a broken leg." Everybody laughed. You heard the giggles in there, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's going to be a big thing. I think the hoopla is dying down now. On day 3, I think everything was dying down after the first day. Everybody was John. He had the following and everything with his golf cart. And like everything, it was big talk. Now that it's actually started, it's here. He had his first round in. Everything just went, just took a nosedive, and nobody really cares that he's on that cart anymore.
Right, exactly right.
That was a good thing.
We got a good.
See what happens with that.
We got a great show in store for you, and if you're heading to Illinois, you're about to experience something that Billy and I experienced through the radio. We're going to try and share what we can share with you, but we're going to try to give you all the aspects of what the Mistwood experience is out in Romeoville, Illinois, because that's where Billy and I was this past week, was spending a day out there and getting the whole experience. And we want to thank Dan and Jim and
Dan Phillips and I forgot the other gentleman's name, the one that's going that we got to talk about the tour and everything with. He was really cool. He gave us some more historic background.
Yeah.
While we were there.
Jim McWethy, what a great guy he was.
Yes.
You're going to really enjoy it. Yeah.
Now, do you believe that gentleman is in his
70s?
Mid-70s?
Yes, I know.
He's in his mid-70s. And I was looking, and there is, I mean, God bless him.
Yep.
He besides being an amazing gentleman, I was just amazed.
He's in top shape of it, physically. I mean, that guy's still out golfing. He's golfing with his grandkids, golfing with his kids. I mean, he is.
Yes.
God bless that guy. I mean, I hope I hope I am that good at in my 70s. I hope I'm golfing. Yeah. Just when I hit 70. So. Yeah. But
he's overall a great guy. I really enjoyed our time with him and talking. I got to talk to him several different times during check-in, during when we were at out, lunchtime and stuff like that. Anytime we had a break, and the stories, and he has a genuine heart. I mean, he has a genuine heart for Mistwood and everything, and it tells. He's putting his heart and soul in that golf course, and he looks at it. It's like his baby. You know what I mean? That's what it seems like. It's his baby, and it was a true pleasure to be there.
And also, we're going to have your On Par with Amanda and your Golf Life Report. And after the Golf Life Report, you're going to experience what we experienced at Mistwood Golf Club, and we're looking forward to doing that and sharing some information with you. And you're going to be in the Illinois or Chicago area. This is a must visit destination if you're a golfer. And if you want to get some lessons and get fitted for golf clubs, definitely a must-visit destination with the practice facility and the fitting facility they have there. You're going to find out what that is all about, too, as well. Billy, as a matter of fact, got fitted for a putter. And, Billy, that experience that you went through, absolutely very, very valuable to you, as you found out.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And you know what the difference is, Vic? I got fit for a putter. Because, everybody's talking about how fit, you need to get this, we do ball fittings, we do this fittings, we do that. And I went and I got fit before in the past. And it took a whopping 10 minutes to get it done. I hit a couple balls, hit it here, hit it there, did this, that. It was done. You need face balance putter. That's what I've been sticking with, face balance putter. I go and I do that sand machine. And boy, oh boy. Not what I expected. The outcome, the data, and everything that you get from it is incredible. And it takes an hour to do. So can you imagine that? Going from 10 minutes to an hour, the amount of data, the impact, where your ball's going, how it's rolling, different putters, different lanes, different everything to get you to the right one. And you saw how did my last hole go, Biggs? I trained that big putt, right?
Well, was it 17 feet? Yeah. And you actually used the putter that they fit you in. Yeah.
Yes, they gave me the putter to use for that round, and it was amazing. We're going to have them on a future show,
right,
to talk about that whole Sam machine and how they go about it and what they do, because they're unique. They have a lot of stuff that goes into their fitting process, and I would say it's one of the top-notch ones that I've ever been to. And I've covered a lot of them. By far, the stuff that they have in the different machines and how it figures out where your feet are, the pressure that your feet are doing, everything. It's incredible the amount of information and data they get to get you into the right clubs.
And I just want to express a very good luck to one Nicole, who was our partner, and I can't remember her last name. I have
Del Rey.
Yes.
Del Rey, yes.
She is going to be playing in the KPMG LPGA Classic, and we certainly want to wish her the best of luck. And she's also going to be joining us here on Bigg's Golf Talk in a future show, talk about that experience and all that stuff. And I'll tell you what, was a really great meeting her, Billy.
It was, and you know what? I left there with, we always talk about how we're getting our, this and that, and the game the way it is, but Nicole, being that she's a pro and she's going to be she's going to French Lick. There's a lot of tours that she's doing. She has her own tournament that she puts on and stuff. She encouraged me to hunt. She's like, because I always know that my biggest problem in golf, besides playing it, is my alignment. I know I have a problem with alignment. And she said, you're absolutely right. She goes, don't change anything else but your alignment. And it wasn't that she started nitpicking what I was doing. She said, this is what you have to do. Pick a spot. Do this. And you saw how it translated into results. You were with us.
Yep.
And they weren't even my clubs.
No.
And the difference that without my clubs is hard enough, but that little tweak that we ended up doing, don't look. And it was very encouraging the whole entire time. You got a great swing. This is what you're doing, and this is what's causing that. She spent that 5 minutes. It didn't matter. It meant a lot to me. I took away a lot from Mistwood, the golf course, but she was the biggest part I took away. So she was so encouraging.
Billy had a birdie with that putter, but the instruction, he's right. And one thing I like about Nicole was she wasn't trying to change your hand swing. She wasn't trying to change your swing.
Nope.
All she was tweaking was your alignment, and that was it. That was it. She wasn't trying to change you. She was working with what you have already. Exactly.
And you saw what she did for you when she set you up a little bit.
Yep.
And you were pounding that driver. I mean, your drive. I don't think I've ever seen your driver go that far. That Cobra was like, pew, pew, pew. I was like, oh, boy.
2 birdies on the back for me. True birdie.
You were on fire, man.
I was. Wow. And you got a birdie on the final hole to keep it, you were just,
Yes.
So
I was happy. At the point when you know what? In the beginning, I was more about just spanking you, like for the first 4 holes, 5 holes. I was like, I'm just gonna crush him. I'm gonna crush him. I love him, but I'm gonna crush you. I'm gonna crush you. And then when I started talking with her, and I became more focused on that. I didn't care about beating you. I went there with a whole different purpose after that 4th or 5th hole. I wanted to get better. Right. I wanted to work on that mental aspect that I know for a fact I have terrible alignment issues. And the little tips that she gave me, I'm looking forward to playing later on today and Sunday.
We got to get into our break. We got to get into our break. And don't forget, next week, Thursday, there will be a time change, though, because we will be broadcasting live from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time from Bay Hill on Thursday. We'll talk about that in our final segment. But coming up next is On Par with Amanda here on Bigg's Golf Talk. We'll be right back.
Hey, everyone. Bigg's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Bigg's Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to Bigg's Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best 2-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
It's time for commentary, opinion, and controversy. On par with Amanda. And here's the golf diva, Amanda Robertson.
Good morning, everyone, on BiGGs Golf Talk. This is On Par with Amanda. Well, welcome and happy Saturday, everyone. We are diving right into last week's topic. So we talked about sponsor exemptions. The Steph Curry, the Tony Romos that walk onto the course from a sponsor's invite that play in PGA tournaments. Do we feel that this is fair? Do we feel that this is something that should happen? I touched a little bit on my opinion, but to be honest, I could see both sides. As a professional golfer, I definitely see the frustration of where other professionals would be very irritated because they're working hard to try to make it and make cuts, and there's sectional qualifying, and there's you pre-qual and then qualifying, and it gets really messy to try to make it to the big event. And then you have guys that and gals because of their fame are getting a walk-on sponsors exemption. Now, the problem that I had with it is that these people like Tony Romo and Steph Curry, this is not something they're trying to do as a living, to make a living, to earn a living. This is something they're doing as a side. Their main sport is what they're doing for a living. So it would be like me going over and being a walk-on on the football team with Tony Romo and saying, oh, one of your guys is going to sit the bench today because I'm going to play, because a sponsor wanted me here, because he wants more golfers to watch football. He wants to get more golfers and more of the outside world to watch football. It's the same thing. They're bringing in these people as sponsor invites because it draws a larger crowd. So the people that aren't golf familiar or maybe just don't watch it as often, they're getting to see their favorite player, or Steph Curry, wow, I love him, and they're getting to watch him play a different sport, so it automatically makes them watch golf. So I get the media draw from it, and this is what I talked about last week. But what I don't understand, and I did forget to mention this last week, was exactly my analogy about, if Brooks Koepka goes over and says, I want to play football for a game, and so now one of your guys is going to have to sit the bench. That's taking away from his opportunity. The only difference is that guy sitting on the bench still gets paid. The guy that doesn't play in the tour event for golf, he doesn't get paid. He has to make a cut to get paid. There is no contract. It's an individual sport. So this is where I think it is completely wrong. And I've had some time to think since last week over this, and I've been talking with others, and it really got me thinking that you're taking away somebody's spot. Now, do I think that they should be allowed to go through qualifying just like everybody else? Of course. Great. You're a 1 handicap or a 0 handicap, and you want to try to make it on the PGA Tour, by all means, Tony Romo, go for it. I love that. I love that you're super athletic and can do. Steph Curry, he's making cuts. He's a great golfer, but don't walk in from a sponsor's exemption and slide in and then cut somebody else out that had a chance to make a paycheck, who that's their only route. They're not dual sporting it. So I can see both sides, but I definitely strongly feel that sponsor exemptions, something needs to happen, whether we limit sponsor exemptions and say, okay, one is for the Tony Romos and the Steph Currys and the Jake Owens, but we also have 2 other sponsor exemptions for the players that really are going to. And I don't know if that's going to fix it. And I don't even know if that's a reasonable solution. Otherwise, we're just going to have to stop. The only reason I don't think that stopping this from happening is really going to happen is because it's too much of a media draw, and they want ratings. They want people to be brought in. They're trying to get creative with how to get a bigger, wider audience for golf. And obviously, we're all trying to grow that experience together, and that is something that they feel will work. And obviously it does to an extent, but unfortunately it's cutting into other players that are really trying to do well. So I had a couple responses that I pulled from social media. Blake says, absolutely, they should go to someone working hard for a spot as a living. I just don't understand. Well, I get it, yes. So there's someone trying to make a living on the PGA Tour, and I'm not saying you just hand it to anybody, but if someone, has been playing well, making top 5s, and missed a sectional qualifier for one event, that's where a sponsor exemption steps in and says, hey, we've been watching you, you've been playing really well, why don't you come on board? So yeah, Blake, I agree. Karen says, my boyfriend plays web.com. Oh, nice, Karen. So he plays web.com, and he is furious when someone, because of their fame, takes away an opportunity from someone who is doing this as a career and not a second career. Yeah, I agree. And I don't think Steph Curry or Tony Romo is trying to make a career of it. And I think that's why I get a little agitated, because you are taking away from somebody that is striving. They haven't even had their first go. And like I said, I'm all for those players to go through proper qualifying. By all means, you want to go to Q school and pay and you want to do all of that, great. But to just walk onto a PGA Tour event when there are guys that are, and girls on the LPGA Tour that are struggling, that's definitely very frustrating. We just happen to not see a whole lot of the women's tour have girls that come from tennis or, volleyball that all of a sudden are a one handicap. But, I think both sides, it's just, as a professional golfer, it is a little irritating because I know how hard these guys and girls are working out there and grinding. So I don't know. I really feel that we got to pay attention. While we're trying to grow the crowd bigger, we can't lose the people that are working so hard to make the sport awesome. And then we get guys out there that are pulling a sponsor exemption spot and missing the cut by 20 shots. Not okay. Not okay. All right. So the topic this week is a little less controversial than it is just very interesting, and I wanted to touch on it. So about a week ago, Chris Kirk, he is a former, he's a veteran PGA Tour player. I say former because he is taking a break. He stepped away from the PGA Tour to deal with personal issues. Now, those personal issues, he announced, were alcohol and depression of the sort. So he made a comment that said, I thought I could control it, but after multiple relapses, I've come to realize that I can't fix this on my own. And that's dealing with his alcohol abuse and depression. So first off, I want to say that I think this is a very mature and wise thing for Chris to do. I respect you so much. I haven't been through any of that myself, but I do know that it takes a lot as a player to step away from the sport. And also it's just hard in life. It's when we are struggling with something, it's not the easiest thing to share and to be open about. So I applaud you for that, Chris. Now, what I want to touch on with this subject is playing professional golf and a professional sport for that matter. The mental side of it is so strong. I definitely have gotten the chance and the opportunity over the last, few years that I've played tour golf to come across other athletes and other tour players that have also shared their struggles with depression, with identity issues. When you play at such a high level of any sport or any career, a lot of times our identity gets lost in that career. So a lot of times if we play poorly out on the golf course, all of a sudden our identity becomes that. So if we play bad, we are bad. And if we play well, then we're a good person. And that's unfortunately the truth of the matter. It should not be that way, and that is very toxic as a person, but it happens more often than you think. And as I've talked to other athletes across the spectrum, baseball players, basketball players, I'm realizing that it's not just a golf world and a golf space that this is happening in. It's rather all sports across the board. So I know personally that I struggled with wanting to play. I was wanting to play for myself, but I didn't know how, because when I got out on the golf course, I would play and think, oh, I hope I shoot well so I can tell them I shot well and I played well. Well, who's they and why do I care what they think? I'm out there for me, and I'm out there to play against the golf course. So I had to get to that point, and I think that's something that only maturity in the game or whatever sport you're playing, it comes with time. But I also had to work with a mental coach to finally get me to the point where I stepped out on the course and I was playing for me and not worried that, man, I don't want to shoot 80 because they might say something or they might think poorly of me. Well, the truth of the matter is, no matter what I shoot out on the golf course, I'm me and I'm worth a lot. And so when I step out on a golf course, I have to realize that my self-worth is not equivalent to how I play on the course. It's just a game. And so as athletes, this is something that a lot of us struggle with, but they don't ever talk about it. And it's taboo to talk about your struggles. So I want to hear what you guys have to say. I majored in psychology, and so this stuff is really interesting to me. I'm such a psych nerd. I want to hear about you guys. And what I will say, I don't solicit my advice too often, but what I want to say to everyone listening at Bigg's Golf Talk, you have to value yourself, whether it's success, physically, mentally, a career. You can only be as successful as you are content and happy and loving towards yourself. So you have to value yourself, and you are separate than that success. So remember, identity is something completely different than success. And identity as a person is worth a lot more. So that's my first word of wisdom. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. I want to hear your struggles if you're open to sharing, whether that's with a career path, a sport. I would love to hear those things. Make sure you write in at biggsgolftalk.com, BIGGS Golf Talk, and make sure you tag On Par with Amanda in the subject line, and then we are going to discuss your opinions next week on the Bigg's Golf Talk On Par with Amanda segment. So make sure you write in, folks. I love hearing from you. Let me know what you think. And until next time, keep swinging for par.
That was a great segment by Amanda Robertson. Keep swinging for par, people. Keep swinging for par. On Par with Amanda, sponsored by Backswing Golf Events. Listen, folks, if you're looking for classy ladies to come and raise money for your event or your charity, as a matter of fact, BackswingGolfEvents.com is the only place you need to go to and book these lovely ladies for your event to raise money and entertain the golfers in your event. Backswing Golf Events is the place for your event today.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out BackswingGolfEvents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Pot, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Pot.
This is the Golf Life Report. I'm Travis Harper. Golf Life caught up with top teacher Mark Albert from the Dave Pell's schools. He provided us with a great tip to help with lag putting.
Hi everybody, my name is Mark Albert. I'm the managing senior instructor for Dave Pell's Golf at PGA National Resort and Spa in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I want to talk to you for a moment about lag putting or speed control when you putt. One of the biggest problems that I see with golfers as we teach our schools is that golfers don't hold their finish and they don't putt very well on rhythm. So one of the things that I want to make sure that you do is you hold your finish until the ball comes to rest. When you do accomplish that goal, you actually get a reference point for the size of stroke that you're using for the length putt that you're practicing. And you can actually make your changes or get your feedback out of that held finish to know what size stroke is producing an outcome on the green. The next thing that you have to do is apply your rhythm. So a nice application for rhythm might be putting a metronome on your smartphone and using that metronome beat to help you practice on rhythm. If you practice using your voice in a simple count with a trigger, such as a 1, 2, 3, and strike the ball on rhythm, and then hold your finish, what you'll discover is that your speed control becomes impeccable for 2 reasons. One, when you count out loud, you can't think too much. You actually start to use your subconscious to putt very well. And when you hold your finish, you get the feedback necessary to give you the information so that you can putt better in the future. You know, golf's kind of an accumulated event, and the more you hold your finish, the more you improve. Golfers that don't hold their finish, and we see all kinds of recoils and stands there like this, where people are going, that wasn't a good putt or that was a good putt, you're not allowing yourself the time to get information to learn something about every single putt so that you can putt better. If you have any questions in the future and you want to get more information about improving your game, contact us at pellsgolf.com.
If you are interested in learning more ways to improve your game, then head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/golflife, to see hundreds of golf videos with top teachers that give you great golf tips to help your game, and tons of videos showing you the latest golf products released this past year. I'm Travis Harper, and that is this week's Golf Life Report.
A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code Bigg Jon 15. That's Bigg Jon, BIGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
Golf Talk for golfers on Bigg's Golf Talk. Back to Bill the Golf Father Cuebas and Bigg Jon Vic.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, on Spotify. Let's not forget about your Alexa devices as well. You can listen to Bigg's Golf Talk on all of your Alexa devices. He's Bill the Golf Father Cuebas. I'm Bigg Jon Vic. And we are in Romeoville, Illinois, and the Mistwood experience, Billy. And what a great, great facility this is all around. And, you know, we're going to have different people on the show today to talk about it. But I'll tell you what, the moment you pull into the parking lot, you know you were in something special.
Yeah, I mean, when you come in and you see the castle that greets you,
yes,
you know, you get taken back into time, and then you just look at the beautifulness of the greens, and they're working all around it. But it's just breathtaking, the views, no matter how you look and where you look.
Absolutely.
Which is especially for Illinois, I was quite surprised. Coming from Florida, I don't think our conditions right now are half as good as what they have here.
I'll tell you what, in Wisconsin, and we're just right up north.
Yeah,
you know. The conditions on any golf courses up there are not the type of good condition that up there. I mean, we just have a horrible, horrible spring. And, you know, in Illinois, too, they came back from snow.
Yes.
Just a few weeks ago.
Yep. And rain. You guys got pounded with rain out here.
I am surprised in how green this course is looking
it's
right
very,
now.
It's how would they call it? Plush? I mean, you could see the different colorations between the greens, the rough, the outside, everything. I don't know. Yeah, I'm impressed.
Let's not waste any more time. I want to introduce our first guest from the Mistwood Experience. His name is Jim McWethy. He is the owner. He is the god of Mistwood Golf Club. And Jim, welcome into Bigg's Golf Talk, my friend.
Hey, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. I am not called God very often.
Thank you. We shall refer to you as God.
Well, Jim, Billy and I just touched on how great the course looks. It must be great.
Thank you. We got a great superintendent acquired the course. So long-term passionate about it. And
how long ago did you acquire the club?
I was a minority shareholder starting in 1998.
Okay.
I became the sole owner in 2003.
Because I've seen the transformation done and the improvements that you've done. Did you have this sort of envisionment back when you were a minority holder? What made you decide so you know what? I don't want to answer. I'm going to decide what
to answer it and say, I had the whole thing planned out. It was a step at a time and an evolution. When I was a minority shareholder, I didn't really have any expectations of being the sole owner, but and I was only 7%. I didn't really have a voice in what was done. But it just ran into tough financial times after about 5 years, and my choice was walk away and lose my investment, or the more expensive option was to become the sole owner, which I did, and I never look back, never regret it.
There's nothing to regret.
No.
I mean, you took a chance and a big risk in a time where most people would, and I mean, we have. I mean, when they said, "Do you want to do a media event in Illinois?" I don't know if I say it the right way, and they were like, "Mistwood." I was like, "I'm there," and I'm in Florida. I'm not local. Most of the guys that are here are local. I flew into Chicago. I don't miss any. Even when you did the Dome, I mean, the vision that you've had and the way you've grown it and the different things that I see every time I come. I want to come because I want to see what else you did.
What's next?
Because it's cool the way everything just blends in when you get here. Besides the breathtaking views and the bridges and the lake, or I don't know what they call you guys, the lake and the different kind of rocks and all that stuff you have. Everything that you have is different, but yet it all blends perfectly.
Yeah, it turned out. I don't want to sound braggish because
no, you can. You have the right.
but I am delighted with the way it's all fit together and turned out. And I would love to say that this is my long-range plan starting 15 years ago. It was more of an evolution.
Yeah.
We started off by redoing a green here and there, a tee here and there. And then the funny story is it is kind of funny, we were planning to build a new clubhouse, and we had it ready to go, ready to bid. And then our architect, Ray Hearn, reminded me that it was too close to the number 3 green.
Oh.
So now what do we do? So we said, well, let's talk about redesigning number 3 hole. And he showed me several options. And, of course, the one I picked was the one that was the most radical. And that would mean we would lose that hole for the season.
Ooh.
And I wasn't really that overjoyed with the design on the clubhouse. It was great, but not what I really wanted.
Yeah.
So we made a complete pivot and said, okay, put the clubhouse on the back burner. We're going to do a total renovation of the golf course. So that's how that happened. I said, if we're going to have one hole screwed up for a whole season, let's just screw up the whole golf course. So we timed it so that we closed a little bit early the first year, opened a little bit late. Then we had a golf season, and then we closed a bit early and opened a bit late the next season, and presto, it was done.
See, patience.
Yeah.
Well, as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, though, when you opened up that first year that you renovated, it was like June or July, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was not as early as we would like.
Yeah. It was pretty middle season of summer.
Yeah.
And that's why
but then the accolades came in. Holy cow.
Yeah.
All the awards that we won.
And that's what these people are. This is a public golf course.
Yes.
And
as a matter of fact, right now, Billy, if you see, we have a handicap golfer that's out there with those handicap cards out there.
Yeah. Saw it when I came in.
You know, and that says a lot for Mistwood. I mean, they cater to all levels of golfers.
Everybody. It's perfect.
And that's pretty special to see that right now on the golf course. This type of cart is he obviously can't walk.
Yes.
Right? So he actually uses this cart, and the seat kind of stands him up.
Yeah.
He makes his swing, he sits back down, and drives off and goes on to the next hole.
Yeah.
But just to see that type of thing on the golf course has to make you feel really special.
Yeah. I had dinner here last night with my wife and some friends, and we sat in a view table overlooking the course. And I had trouble paying attention to my guests.
Yes.
Because I kept looking out the window and thinking to myself, holy cow.
I can see how easily distracted you are.
And I was going to I was going to ask you that because every time I come here, it just seems like it's a new, fresh view. Even though I know the bridge is there, I'm going to see.
Yeah.
But it just looks fresh and renewed every time you come here. How is it, you being the owner? I'm looking at it, I was like, wow. I am so glad to come here and golf here and participate this one day. I'm looking forward to it. But you get to see this whenever you want.
Sure.
And you just
not often enough.
You don't take it for advantage of it. You're like, no, my God. I was here last night with my wife and my friends, and I'm mesmerized by what you see.
Yeah.
So that's incredible that you could still experience that, owning it and seeing it.
It is. It's the best therapy in the world.
Yeah.
It really is. Just being here and. This is maybe straying a bit, but I expected a lot of nice, satisfied feelings with what we did. The one that really got me the most and kind of choked me up was one I never saw coming, and that was when the clubhouse was built, and we had an event here. It was a dinner. It was actually the Italian Americans Club from Caroline, the little seniors development down the street, and it was November. The clubhouse had just opened. Our first event, and I was driving down Renwick Road in the dark, and I saw the parking lot full. And it may not be a big deal to most people, but our parking lot full in the wintertime is something.
Yeah.
And then when I walked into the clubhouse and walked into the room and saw 200 and some very happy feeling that almost took me to my knees.
Yeah.
To see that, because I didn't see that coming. I saw the golf course, the golf course, the golf course. And to be that blown away by a
Well, that's what we talk about that off air. How you guys have you got it covered. You've evolved to where anybody that talks, Chicago, Illinois, any kind of major area, they would never think that this gem would be here.
Yeah.
And what you've created. Yeah. When it doesn't matter wintertime, we go indoors. We have the dome. You guys were the first one with trucks.
Isn't that cool?
Yes, we did that too.
12 months a year.
Yes.
Golf. And the dome, I think, its final day for the season, I think, was yesterday. I think we had a day with nobody came, or a handful came, and we
came here was packed. We made a special trip just to cover the dome and do all the stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was.
It's beautiful
in the wintertime. It's basically a waiting list, a good chunk of the day.
Yes,
yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
It's so nice to make that transition as soon as the weather turns crappy and the golf course is about to close. We've got an alternative, and with Top Tracer, it's a really good alternative.
Oh, it's a deal.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like no other dome in the United States. As a matter of fact, you guys being the first dome to have Top Tracer in it.
Yeah.
So
as Top Tracer evolves, so do you guys.
Yes.
So having new courses, so people, it's not going to get stale. It can't get stale because they changed up how to putt.
Yeah.
Now you got different venues that you can play on, so it's going to stay fresh.
Yeah.
And here, that's huge.
And we're constantly freshing.
Yeah.
You'll probably notice when you play the course today that there's some subtle changes. A number of trees removed.
Well, I play better.
Well,
you said subtle, or will I play bad?
They're probably not significant enough. No, I'm
to help me. I know. I hear that a lot.
But we removed all the ugly cottonwoods around the 8th tee. We opened up the area in front of 18th tee.
Okay.
And then some other little areas that were just kind of scraggly, messy, overgrown with junk trees. We're cleaning them up, and we got a few more on our schedule. So we're going to try to do a little bit every year.
But it's also a testament here that I've noticed every time we come here, we see familiar faces.
Yes.
We've talked to Dan the Man many times. He's going to be a guest later on. Your general manager, Andy Mickelson.
Right.
These men have been here since they were basically kids.
Yes.
They've grown up here.
No.
And they don't leave.
No. Dan and Andy, and actually Dan Phillips, go back to the bag drop.
Yeah.
Literally to the bag drop before I was the sole owner.
Yeah.
And what a team we have.
I was just going to ask you. I mean, you being the owner, you've dished the money out, that you've gotten the work done, but it's nothing compared. I mean, it wouldn't be so successful if it wasn't for a great team.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, going back to when I decided to make the change, became the 100% owner. At that time, there were 3 key people there. One of them remains. Dan Phillip remains. The other 2 we've parted ways with, not on a bad terms.
Right.
But the deal was, I will not move forward with this unless you 3 guys agree to stay. And of course they did. They loved the course. They loved everything about it and wanted to continue. And they were heartbroken when it looked like it was an unknown where it was going to go if I didn't step up. So that worked out beautifully. And, of course, Dan Phillips is still here. And Dan Bradley was not full-time with us at that time. And Andy Michelson was he was with us, and then he went to work somewhere else and came back.
Yeah.
So it's a big magnet here. It's really hard to leave this place.
Well, you guys have been
and
growing.
The hospitality is 300%. I mean, right on point.
Yeah. Your staff, even what it was good when you come here, Biggs, and you get greeted by the kids that are working, the bag drop and everything. It's like I go to a lot of courses. And a lot of them don't look happy.
They're like, I'm at work today.
Yeah, I'm working now. Yeah.
But it seems like that the staff here enjoy their job.
They do.
They like it.
They do.
We got to meet one of your other staff that was walking back and forth and actually enjoyed working and wanted to continue walking back and forth. Because it's such a beautiful day and it was enjoying it.
There's a lot of wonderful things about Mistwood. Physical, the course, the buildings.
Yep.
The culture. May be the biggest asset that we have. The people and the attitude and the quality of service in a very general sense. And everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And it's nice because a place that has happy, dedicated people is a magnet
Yes.
for other people. And I was talking to one of the women that works in the tavern last night, and she's been with us for a little bit less than a year, and it was just wonderful to hear because she is so excited, and she's worked at all of our locations.
That's
And,
awesome.
so it sort of evolves, and it couldn't be a better system.
We have about 60 seconds here. One thing I wanted to ask you as the owner, what is your signature hole for you?
Oh my God! The way it's probably 14.
14,
but that's a really hard question that you've asked me because
they're all his babies.
No,
they all have love in it.
It really is tough. I suppose 14.
Okay,
but my God, and there's some holes that have it's changed.
Yes,
I like number 2 a lot now. It sort of floats around. Number 2 was not a favorite. And we added the 2 big stacked sod bunkers, kind of like nostrils out there. I like number 2 a lot. It sounds funny to say, but there's not a hole here I don't like.
See that?
And
Every hole has its own personality.
I'm gonna let you know which hole I like the best.
Which?
I don't know. I gotta go golf. Well, I'm gonna go golf because you changed everything subtly. I want to go look at the nostrils. I want to see all the stuff that's changed.
Yeah.
I can't tell you I like this one when you already changed it.
Try to stay out of the nostrils, will you? Because you might be in there for a couple shots.
Well, if I want to do that, I got to aim for the nostrils. Because you know how that goes. You aim for it, you're gonna miss it. So I'm gonna intentionally go for the nostrils.
I think the one thing that does set us apart is many courses have holes that look sort of similar to each other. There is no chance of that happening here. None. Zero.
I agree.
Everything is unique.
It is.
So
and so is the owner. 76 years old and still playing 9 holes, 18 holes. You're playing in today's event with us. Well, not with us, but in the event. So
yes, I will do it. And I hope the quality's there.
It's here from when you first walk in. The people alone are quality.
Yeah.
And you could have, sometimes even if you don't have a course up to par, the people will make it.
But you know what? That says a lot that here's an owner. He trusts everybody he has surrounded himself around that he can participate in an event. Not many owners can say that. Many owners are actively involved in what the operation and all that stuff where Jim McWethy here has a staff that he can trust and to operate the golf course and McWethy's Tavern and all that.
Well said, and it's absolutely true. Absolutely true, and it's very important. Too.
It really is.
Well, listen, talking about the staff, we are going to have Jim McWethy's staff coming up next in hour number 2 right here on BiGGs Golf Talk. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you, Jim.
Hey, thank you. It's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. BiGGs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for BiGGs Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to BiGGs Golf Talk. We're the best. Right.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics, get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is in its 5th season of identifying the best 2-person amateur teams in the country. 8 teams and 4 flights in 2 age divisions represent Team USA in a Ryder Cup-style competition with their international counterparts in the King's Cup. We're looking for amateur golfers like you. The King's Cup is played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the King's Cup begins with a local qualifier. Over 100 local qualifiers will be conducted throughout the U.S. beginning in February. By finishing in the top 30% of their local qualifier, teams earn their way into the USGC King's Cup National Qualifier. The USGC is also looking for golf courses to host qualifiers. For information or to search for a local qualifier, the USGC website is www.usgolfchallenge.com.
This is Biggs Golf Talk with Bigg Jon Vic and Bill the Golf Father Cuebas.
Kicking off hour number 2 here on Biggs Golf Talk with the Mistwood Experience live in Romeoville. And this hour is sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualify for the Kings Cup today by participating in a local qualifier near you. Visit BiggsGolfTalk.com to find that local qualifier or USGolfChallenge.com. To enjoy a Tito's Vodka beverage, you need to be 21 years of age. And friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Bill the Golffather Cuebas with Bigg Jon Vic here on Biggs Golf Talk. And Billy talking with Mr. McWethy earlier in the show. Man, that was a special, special moment, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I love it here. Every time he's here is a special moment.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Now, we talked about a little bit about the practice facility, how important it was to Mr. McWethy to have a very valuable practice facility and practice full service.
Yes.
Fitting, teaching.
They're at the top of the game here at Mistwood.
They really are.
They have a lot of key technologies that they've had first before others have brought them out. So if you want that more personalized comfort fitting, full fitting with all kinds of technology that most people are even, from centuries.
Technology we haven't even seen before.
I hadn't seen it before here. So ideally, from pressures, all kinds of stuff. So it's real neat here.
Absolutely. And when we get the tour and going through everything that they had to offer in the practice facility. Folks, that's a whole separate building. We're right now, we're sitting up at what I like to call the crow's nest.
Yep.
But that is a whole separate building, and it's a large facility.
You know what I like? You're hitting outside. You could see the base from where we're at,
and they have the capability of hitting from inside.
Yeah, and that's what I like. You got the multitude because some people want to see the visual, and a lot of people, you're just hitting into. I don't want to hit into the machine and see. Because a lot of us I don't know if my ball's really going 300 yards because it says so.
Right.
You could actually see how your ball flight is here and everything else. So they offer it both because you could do it here. They fully equipped in the dome. So they have a lot of opportunities for you to do it the way you want to do it. And we got our next guest that he's really cool.
We had the honor of playing with our next guest.
Well, he had the honor of playing with us. I think that was the best time he's ever had. I think, quote unquote, I think he's mentioned many times that I was great, you weren't, but he can confirm that later.
And joining us here on Biggs Golf Talk, he is one of the PGA pros here at Mistwood Golf Club, and it is the one and only Dan Phillips. Dan the man, Danger Dan. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm great. The most interesting men in golf here I'm talking to.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. If you ever play with these two, you will have the time of your life.
We are interesting characters, to say the least.
To say the least, absolutely.
If you want to have a fun time, and he means there's a lot of laughing, you want to golf with us. Yes, absolutely.
It's always a great time. You don't stop because obviously we seen you at the Dome and you were still teaching, so your year doesn't stop. Where some pros are off for the winter, but you went all year long, didn't you?
Yeah, 360 whatever plus days a year. It feels like it's excellent because I have the opportunity to take someone, maybe starting in November, December, start working on their swing and getting prepared for the season,
right?
And then we seamlessly go right from the Dome right to here, and we get, when you're with a student, when they start playing, now they can give you even more feedback on what's going on with their swing or what they need to score on the golf course. So it's just a seamless transition from both, and with Top Tracer at the Dome, and then we get here, we have TrackMan, we have Body Track, as far as our lessons go, V1. So we have all the state-of-the-art equipment as far as teaching. But it's also, the eye. It's the eye of the instructor.
Right.
And we are blessed with just some solid instructors here.
Yeah.
Just solid.
You are one of those.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are. You definitely are. Let's talk about the practice facility. I mentioned how big the facility is, and I'm not over-exaggerating. And it's a whole separate building from the clubhouse and the pro shop and all that stuff. It's fairly new. It's only a few years old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 4 years old or so, 5 years. It's I've lived the dream here. I've been here for 21 years. I've been here as long as I opened this place, along with a couple other guys.
And in this day and age, by the way, PGA Pro being at one club for 21 years is not heard of.
That speak volumes. Yeah.
Keep your head down and keep playing hard, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No, it's Mr. McWethy has done some amazing things here, and when he got here, he wanted everything done. We have a little creek river that runs between the pro shop, the front of the building, and then the golf course on the other side. He wanted everything done from the golf course on, starting making just the amazing golf course. Worked on that first, got into the practice facility, which, if you look at it when we were building it, I mean, it has clay tile roofs. I mean, the thing is absolutely gorgeous. And everybody's looking and going, why are you doing that? And he's like, well, I want it to be functional. I want it to be great. And I also want it to be a great view from the clubhouse. And it's just amazing building to see. And functionality, there's nothing better. I mean, we've had so many golf courses come out and really check us out and see what we're doing here.
Doing right.
Because it's a state-of-the-art place.
Yeah. Well, you got to remember, we're in Illinois. Right? So being that we're here, a lot of a lot of people, especially me living in Florida, we think you guys, everything's going to shut down. Right. You guys are in my head in the beginning. I would think, 4 or 5 months if they're lucky, because you're in Chicago. I would say Chicago. Now I know I'm in Illinois, but
Illinois.
I know Illinois. Ill. I'll get that ill part down. But I mean, you guys, like you said, it's smooth. It's transition. It's like nonstop. 12 months out of the year, you go from inside to outside, and people are enjoying it. You're giving the people what they want. You're growing with the people. The game is growing. There's so much technology out, and you would figure who would want to invest in that kind of technology and the cost of it when you're operating 4 months on a golf course. But you're taking that same technology, bringing it into your dome, and then we're looking at that view, and you look at the stuff that we're talking about, that separate building, it almost looks like a barn.
Yeah.
Like the old style barn. We're in the main house, and we're looking at our barn. I'm waiting for the horses.
So right now, we're in the castle.
Yes, we're in the castle. Exactly.
And out there, it seems like that's the working area.
Yes.
So that's what a working area people
and
are.
it is the working area.
It is the working area.
People working on the green. And look at that view when you're working on the green. You got a bridge over there. You're looking at water. The sides of the what do they call that in Illinois? Is that a pond? Is that
creek?
Water?
Yeah, creek. We don't.
You guys call it a creek? It's not a creek.
Further south, it's a creek.
It's a creek.
Yeah, it's a creek here.
Okay, so you got a creek here in Illinois, but I mean, look at the way it looks. It's not regular. I mean, they got nice bricks. What do they call it? Are those bricks? Do they call them bricks over here?
It's stone. It's
stone.
Imported stone. That we got.
Imported stone
around there from Wisconsin. Wisconsin that we got it from. It's Whistling.
It's
Springs.
Beautiful. Yeah,
is kind of uses the same stone that they got it from. And, it's amazing. He's done some things that
he's gone above and beyond. Yes. That's like I'm saying. I mean, you would expect this in a place that's open all year round.
Right.
Membership. Right. Big membership. Private club. I mean, that's why when you come here, like, this is private.
Well, the thing is too is see, every little bit of detail makes a difference.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So you look at the practice facility, and people think, well, practice facility. What is but you look out, and the doors open up like if you were at a castle or
Right. Mm-hmm. It has
that type of century look.
Kind of an old Scottish cottage,
right?
Exactly. Look to it is it has that kind of feel to it.
And I mean, even the brick and everything else, and how it's built, kind of has that. I mean, all the way up to this, Billy. If you look over to your right shoulder here, you see the smokestack here. Over here, kind of gives you that look as well.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you have the modernization on it,
right,
to keep it functioning, because you need those water spouts, which they didn't have back in those days.
Right.
But it keeps everything functioning, and it all. I don't know how they, but if you're not looking at it, you just get the old feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they do have the touches of modernization in it, but it's all functionality wise. It's nothing to take away from the cosmetics that makes it look like you're in an old town.
What's really fun about the building is that not only can you take lessons there, get club fit. I mean, from a top 100 club fitters in the nation, but there's also a bar and
I was just going to mention that.
Also.
So not only later on we're going to talk with the clubhouse, the general manager talking about the clubhouse and all that stuff and what they have to offer. But inside your practice facility, we're going to be. You have full service bar, and food.
We're going to be there earlier. Yeah,
yes, we're going to have lunch there later on.
It's going to be set up. It's going to be a nice little buffet. A beautiful. We have what's called a turf room. That's just an open room with TVs in it, but it's open out to the where you can see the range.
Yeah.
So there's a big door. It opens up, and you just sit there and have a cocktail, have Tito's, right?
Yes.
He knows us.
He
knows
you.
Oh,
you got to have a Tito's.
Got to have a Tito's.
So you sit there, have a nice Tito's, and if you want, hit a few balls, come back, have a little sip of your cocktail, and go back to practicing and working on your game.
Absolutely. Now, what I like about this, and Billy, last year was the first time you've seen this technology. You really, when you do fitting and things, you really break down a person's golf game, anywhere from the swing to
the feet pressure,
the foot pressure with the putting, and
yes,
transfer of the feet and all that stuff. Talk a little bit about what you guys do as far as a golfer and their game, and what you could do everything here at Mistwood.
Sure. Lessons are incredibly important, but there's also equipment issues. I mean, getting the right equipment for you, and we have a full-service club fitting room, actually 2 rooms that we use. We have every major manufacturer. We have every shaft that you could imagine. And first we have you hit your club, and from there we get a baseline, and then we start putting different heads, shaft combinations together. And with TrackMan, we can see the numbers, but what's really interesting here is most club fitting places that use TrackMan, you're just hitting into a net. Here you're actually hitting from indoors to outdoors, or on some days you're just hitting off the grass outdoors with TrackMan also. So you're seeing ball flight, you're seeing the numbers off TrackMan, and it's a perfect fit between the confidence of seeing what you have going on and the numbers and the skill of the club fitter. You're getting just
absolutely
well-made clubs.
Let me ask you this, because, obviously people do go, to the big box stores and buy golf clubs, your PGA Tour superstores. They'll go there, not even get fitted, but they'll just buy a driver. So they'll spend $400 on a driver, but they have not been properly fitted to it.
Right.
How many times have you seen people buy things like a driver and not even have the right shaft in it for their swing?
It's... as a teacher, that's where it becomes kind of a problem. I'll have some students that they'll be hitting their irons really well, and the minute they get that driver in their hand, they just can't hit it. And one of the first things you look at is that club even close to fitting them. And if it doesn't fit, it's
not going to work.
No, it's not going to work at all. The way I like to explain it, because we all played a little baseball growing up, is there may have been 20 bats sitting there, but you picked up that one bat. That had that perfect feel to it, had the perfect length, the way it felt in your hands, the confidence that it brought, but it also really improved your baseball swing, right? Now, if you one that's too heavy or that, they're all baseball bats. Everyone's a baseball bat. But it's that one. That one that really, why do Major League Baseball players have bats
specifically for them?
32 ounce, 34 ounce, 36 ounce, small handles for their hands, different barrels, everything.
Well, it goes all the way down to them shaving whatever to shave off the neck of the bat to just get their hand around it and feel the right way. I've seen baseball players where they'll have a thick handle, and then I've seen those that. You better watch out, because the first time they get a ball off the handle, it's going to snap like a toothpick.
It's going to go.
Yeah.
But that's what we do also. When we get to, we fit, the grips.
Right.
What size grip you need. How many wraps you need. That stuff's all important, because when you're trying to release a golf club, if that's not right, it's going to hinder what you're trying to do.
For those that say, I want to play golf, what would be your recommendation to them as far as when they visit Mistwood? What should they do first?
Well, first, you just got to enjoy the beauty of the place. If you're going to play, you're going to love it. At Mistwood, when you pay for your fee, carts included, range balls are included. You can spend the entire day here hitting range balls if you want, working on your game, either before you play or after. And then, think about it. Think about some lessons. Think about a club fitting, because we not only fit, your drivers and irons and wedges and all that, but we have Sam Putt Lab.
So I mean, here's what I visualize a lot, and we probably have a lot of listeners that may have had this happen, where husband and wife, they get married. She wants to play golf because she wants to go on date days with her husband and go to the golf course and play, and and take up the sport, or just meeting somebody that wants to take up golf. How does it all start for that person? Because let's just say somebody meets somebody, and I say to them, okay, this is what you should do. But again, right, I'm just husband, I'm just boyfriend, I'm just whatever the case might be. But hearing it from a pro, what should they do?
Well, you've got to start with lessons. You really do. If you haven't played the game before, once you learn the proper fundamentals, the game gets so much easier. And then when you're practicing things that are meant for you, I mean, because everybody's different. Everybody's body type's different. Everybody's different size, different strength, different flexibility. But learn it correctly, because it's so much harder to, after all that outside information that you get that really isn't relevant to you, that you have to get rid of before you can even start getting into what the proper fundamentals are for you. And it speeds up the process. It speeds up the process of you enjoying the game of golf.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. I mean, you want to play better because it's more fun.
Absolutely.
It's not, maybe we're not talking about tour, we're not talking about this, but just hitting the ball to have fun.
Exactly.
And if you're hitting it into the water all the time, or just rolling it, or topping it, I understand that's just not a lot of fun for people. But if you can start getting it in the air and moving it forward, that's when the game becomes interesting.
Yeah.
Dan Phillips, we're all out of time here on Biggs Golf Talk, but how can people find out more information about Dan Phillips, and how can they get a lesson from you personally?
Oh, you can go to our Mistwood website, mistwoodgolf.com. You can, when you get on there, there's a looking into lessons, fittings. You can go right from there and actually book a lesson right online with us, or call me. Call Mistwood, call me, and I love working with people. That's the enjoyment of my life.
Now, you said you do V1. Are you part of the V1 instructors?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You see that?
There you go.
I like V1 because I travel a lot.
Right.
So while they can start here, they can travel, and they can still see you, or they may not be here and just like you. I'd rather work with you.
As a matter of fact, when I get off the air, me and Dan, we're going to go down there.
There you go.
Yeah,
great.
That sounds good. We should film some of that too.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned for some video. Biggs and Illinois.
Dan Phillips, thank you so much for joining us here at Biggs Golf Talk.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. And look forward to a wonderful day with you both.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The Mistwood Experience continues right after this here on Biggs Golf Talk. We'll be right back.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The Spider Divot Tool's revolutionary new design is better for greens and makes ball mark repairs easy. No sharp ends or dirt in your pocket, the Spider achieves amazing results with little or no skill. With a simple push-pull action, the Spider makes ball marks disappear quicker and better for a smoother putting surface. The Spider includes a magnetic ball marker and is made of milled aluminum to last a lifetime. It also makes a great gift for your next tournament and that special golfer who has it all. The Spider tool from Instagolf is a must-have in every golfer's bag. For more information about the Spider Divot Tools, their website is www.spiderdivottools.com. and enter promo code BIGG Golf Talk to get 10% off your purchase. www.spiderdivot.tools.com. The Spider Divot Tools is the official divot tool of Bigg's Golf Talk.
Golf Talk for golfers on Bigg's Golf Talk. Back to Bill the Golf Father Cuebas and Bigg Jon Vic.
Welcome back to Bigg's Golf Talk right here on the Lake County Sports Network, Stitcher Radio, iHeartRadio, and on Spotify. Bigg Jon Vic along with the Golf Father, Bill Cuebas. We're live at Mistwood Country Club, and today's show is all about Mistwood Country Club. It's the Mistwood experience for those people that have not been here, and we talked to the owner himself, the man that started this whole thing up, did all the renovations and all that. Jim McWethy joined us a little bit earlier. We talked about instruction with Dan Phillips on what they offer with the practice facility. And now let's talk about the events, and let's talk about the clubhouse, Bill. You and I have experienced the clubhouse. What a gorgeous clubhouse, locker rooms, everything. Mm-hmm. It's just an amazing, amazing experience when you come here to Mistwood Country Club.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of background that we didn't know about. And then we got some tours that we got to go underneath, which was really, really cool. And I'm looking forward to our next guest giving us the inside scoop of what they got going on underneath that most people don't get to see.
Our next guest is actually our tour guide who took us underneath and showed us the ins and outs of Mistwood Country Club, a different aspect, a different visual of Mistwood Country Club. And he's the general manager here at Mistwood Country Club. Dan Bradley joins us here on Bigg's Golf Talk. Dan, welcome into Bigg's Golf Talk, my friend.
Thanks, guys. I'm really excited to be here. Thank you very much.
We talked with Jim McWethy about how it all started, the history of Mistwood Country Club, the learning facility with Dan Phillips. Now, your section, the clubhouse and all that stuff. Clubhouse is fairly new, isn't it?
Yeah, we went through a big renovation a couple years ago, built this clubhouse from the ground up. So we demoed what was here and built this new, we call it a big building, but from the outside it doesn't look so big. It looks like a
It's very deceiving.
It is very deceiving,
yes.
And that was intentionally done. We had an architect that came in and he wanted to make it look like a Scottish village. So he designed this like a series of buildings that are connected underground. So it's actually much bigger than it looks, but it has a very intimate feel from the outside.
Bill, what I like about the clubhouse is they have the ability to host different sizes of events.
Yes.
Anywhere from, 300 to down...
300 down to 2, if you want to if you want to have a small party, right? But no, we do a number of different things and multiple things at the same time. I think even today we have 6 different events going on today at the same time. They all have that intimate feel. That's what it is. There's so many big clubhouses out there, and brides are a perfect example is a wedding, right?
Yes.
And we have a lot of weddings here, but we only have one wedding at a time. So for us, the bride, it's her castle for the day, and that's the feel of this building. It's the same thing with every small event here. They all feel intimate, and it's all just your event.
Look at the view outside.
Absolutely.
The visual that we get to see that people can do their events. You got bridges.
Our makeshift studio right now.
Yes.
What is this room called? This room is...
we call it a conference room.
This is more than a conference room. So much more.
This room was built to be a closing room for the brides. Right when brides come in,
Sure.
We wanted to put somebody in here.
This is the round table.
This is the round table.
This is the round table. This is the true round table. All the knights come at Mistwood Golf Country Club, so they can come over here. And this is not even private. This is a public golf course.
No, Mistwood Golf Club. Yeah, we're very.
It's public.
We're a public facility.
And when I first got here and I was watching outside, I was looking at the way you guys have members here, and you guys store their bags. I watched the Mistwood bags come out, the different carts coming. Everybody's on a first name basis. Lots of I've seen more than 4 golfers. They're all coming out for their groups and stuff like that. So it's more like a public golf course with a private feel.
That's our tagline. We've used it for years. Public course, private experience. And it means a lot to us. It means a lot to us. We run it like a private club.
Well, I mean, when we arrived, nobody knew who we were at first because we arrived very early, so they weren't expecting the media to arrive at 8:30 a.m. or 9 a.m. And Billy, it was just an amazing. The hospitality. Every single employee that we walked past. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How you doing? You know,
Are you being helped?
Yeah.
Can we do anything? No, we're good.
You know, it helps to have not only just a building like this and a course like this, but you mentioned the views. It's the same view for an employee, as it is for a guest. I mean, when we walk into this building, we do not take it for granted where we are every day. It's really.
I was just talking with one of the sales ladies that she was going between the buildings there. Remember, we were talking to her.
She's looking for extra work to do. Can you imagine that?
She wants to be out there. I said, hey, just move your desk outside.
Right outside.
You got 2 fire pits out there for people to enjoy out there.
Yeah, honestly, it's my favorite part of. We talked about a tour, and you guys were on a tour, and you know, my favorite part of the tours is every stop along the way. We kind of look out and say, and this room has a pretty good view. This room has a pretty good view too. This room has a view.
There are no bad views. There really is. I mean, look at what we're looking at outside. It's breathtaking. I love it. It has that old feel, and it still has the new. Look at how. Your greens are green. I live in Florida, right? and
his greens are brown right now.
Yeah, and we got sand on the greens. They're punching holes. They're doing right. But the fairways, all you see is look at how crisp and clean that looks. And this is a private club. This is not
This is a private club, right? This is a private club open to the public.
And
because did you see the locker room?
Yeah,
the locker room is a really a great locker room, and it's a country club locker room.
Yeah, and that's what this is Illinois.
This is.
By the way, it's Illinois, not noise.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm from New York. I'm from New York. I'm not from here. So you're lucky I didn't call it Chicago. You know? So I was okay at calling it Illinois because I got crucified for that. But look this is a beautiful place, and it's one of the few places. You guys get hit with snow and everything, and to have it like that, didn't you get hit with snow?
Oh, we got
2 weeks ago.
We got smacked.
Snow and rain.
Yeah.
And snow
yes,
and
it's incredible how you guys could have it looking the way it does right now.
No, thanks, man. We appreciate
it. Really is,
and
he knows. I go everywhere. We've been to Albuquerque. I'm everywhere. You name it, I'm there. He knows. I haven't even been home. I've been on the road more. And I think this is one of the nicest, well-kept places, no matter what time of year we've been here, because we came twice last year.
And the food is good. Oh. And your clubhouse staff and your kitchen staff. You talked about your beverage manager just before we came back on the air.
We need to get him on soon.
And the food is just terrific. Last year we had that dinner. And oh my!
Remember the tour?
Yes.
No, we got some secret stuff.
We got some cookies.
Yes, they gave us some secret stuff during the tour.
No, it's great. We have our culinary staff. We have the same philosophy in culinary as we do in golf, right? Our golf staff is on the cutting edge.
Yep.
We have the performance center, and our club fitting operation is very important to us, and staying on the cutting edge of that and the technology. Same thing on the food side, right? We don't want our chefs to be serving the same mashed potatoes for 20 years.
No.
Right? So they're always changing things. They're running cool events. We have chefs dinners and beer dinners, but it's just fun. It's fun. It's exciting. And it's not.
That's what Mistwood experience is about. Because
exactly
we were here during the winter. We came during the winter, and we went to your dome.
Oh, that's
we did.
We went to the dome.
And experienced the McWethy's tavern and bar. You know,
we had the food.
Right.
You get that same warmth, comfy people that are there. The staff was.
The girls that we
service staff.
Yes.
To the people when you checked in, we had a nice booth on the top where we did some recording over there. I mean, you guys got everything covered, especially for being in. Illinois. Illinois. Yeah, so
Romeoville, Illinois.
Romeo and I saw Juliet somewhere around.
Joliet.
Is that where you?
That's where we're staying at. Joliet.
You see the theme here, Biggs?
It's a love story.
We were in Joliet. Now we in Romeo, and we're in Mistwood, and it's all like
everybody's
that kind
in
of
love.
Nights of everything and round table. That's why.
It is.
Now we're going to see the Capulets pretty soon.
Now, there is a story with this round table, isn't it? Because when we had the tour, there was a story behind this round table.
Almost every single thing in this clubhouse, almost every single thing on the golf course. You could point in any direction, and I could probably tell you a story about it. Yeah, this one was special. I guess the story about this table is just more a story of our architect and how everything he does was. You know, I'm not going to say top notch, but I'll just say it was a process. You know how some architects are with their design and their vision. Yeah, this table took 3 months to build. And it's just one of those things. But everything in here, every detail at Mistwood.
Yeah.
This kind of reminds me, you know how on a castle you have that tall tower.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of reminds me of that tall tower where this is singled out.
Yeah.
And this gives you a 360
view.
That bird's eye view.
Right.
You get to see
And not for nothing, because I like watching builds of architects and stuff like Shaq had a treehouse built that is identical to this.
Very cool.
The only thing that is a little bit taller because it was Shaq.
Yeah.
So the door frames and all that stuff. But it was just like this. It's incredible the way that they have it. And you could, everywhere you look, except for one window, because you see the parking lot.
Sure.
But we need those parking lots here because
absolutely.
otherwise you have nowhere to go. But everything besides it's just all picturesque. Everything you could take pictures.
You know what would be probably just top this whole thing off is if your backdrop. You get some guy coming out in a night suit.
With a joust with a horse.
Jousting?
Yeah.
Do jousting here, right?
You put your bag on the joust. And
That's the experience.
Yes. Or we could do that to some golf carts.
It's not beyond us.
No, absolutely not.
How do you keep the brand fresh and just keep the
Yes.
I mean that's a marketing thing that you can actually.
Well, a lot of people from the travels that we have, we do a lot of golf destinations, on the show, and we get to experience a lot of stuff. But you guys have been continuing in what every time we've come here, there's been more improvements. I don't know how much more you can improve.
No, it's not.
But you guys, for the value that you get out here, like when they say, "Hey, you want to come to the media event?" I even blink.
Jump in.
I was like, "Yeah," and I came from Florida. He drove the couple hours.
I actually had something on my calendar
and changed it.
I changed it just
yes,
to be here.
because we wanted to come here.
Yeah.
Like we like coming here and seeing and experiencing what you're doing. Because you're consistently improving whatever you. I don't know how you can.
We're committed to do it. We have an owner. We have a supportive owner. You guys talk to Jim.
That guy is. He's like whatever I can make to make this number one. I want to make this.
And and he stayed true to that. He really has, and it doesn't seem like money's more the motive for it because you guys are. You're keeping it private. I think last time I don't know what's your membership now. Not the price wise. How many people?
Yeah, about we have 150.
Okay.
And it's growing. I tell you what,
I know it grew because last time we were here, you were about 125.
Right.
I believe.
So that dome over the winter
helped out.
And the Mistwood Golf Dome drew in a lot of new people.
And we were talking about that yesterday. I was like, how come they don't do the dome during the summertime?
It's a little hot in there.
Yes, what they said. And I figured, I was like, they get some AC in there because, it took off. I keep an eye on you guys because I like it so much, not for any other reason, but you guys got Top Tracer, and then on top of that, you went and you started expanding your hours. I was watching.
No, you were watching.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had a couple companies, big YMCA, local YMCA, call us, and they wanted to have their summer golf outing in the dome.
Nice.
In the dome.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because
you get an older crowd too, and the kids, they don't want to be out in the heat.
Right.
So you figure you keep them there, and you're right next to. You still keep that same experience for them.
No, that's the key.
And at a reasonable price too. That's the key thing.
It's very reasonable.
Yes, you guys have two locations that have Top Golf, which makes Top Tracer. And that's a great place to go for the summertime. But I will tell you, it's a little pricey.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh yeah.
So to have a good time at Top Golf, you're going to spend a couple $100. Mm-hmm. You're not going to spend a couple $100 unless you're going outrageous with drinks and food and stuff like that.
Staying for 8-9 hours, which some people did, right?
Yeah.
Some people did, but no, it's
they have the
much
choice.
more affordable.
Oh, we were there half the night. You and I were
there.
We closed it.
Yes,
we closed it.
That was you. In fact, they didn't even. That was us. If you had a couple guys on overtime, that was because of us. They're like, "No, you're fine." I was like, "Oh, sorry," but we were having a good time. And what I really like was that we've spoken to Top Tracer at the PGA show and stuff like that, and all the concerns that I had from when I experienced it here, I didn't like the putting portion of it, and I told them, and they're like, "Oh, it's funny you say that."
The way they do it,
because now they fixed it. Yeah. So a lot of the hiccups that I thought that could encourage the golfers, as opposed, if you're not a golfer, you're not really going to know the difference. If you're we're golf, we're doing this, so we're going to go to the dome, we're going to eat, we're going to do this. But for the golfer, it was a little bit difficult for me. with the putting.
Yeah, Top Tracer's been a good partner for us, just because look, we talk about Mistwood, and we talk about how we're constantly, reinventing ourselves, constantly staying on the cutting edge. Top Tracer's the same way.
Yeah,
they're a newer company, and they just launched this a few years ago.
Yeah,
but the number of updates that they've come out with, and every
yes.
single concern,
new courses,
courses, and all of that. Yeah, they continue to.
And it also helps with your fittings because you have the fitting bays in there. So how many? I saw one upstairs. Was it one or two upstairs?
We have two fitting bays. Well, we have two. We have. I'm sorry, two teaching bays, and then we have our big fitting bay there and a putter fitting station.
Okay. Right.
So,
you see,
we moved the whole operation to the dome in the winter, and
who else can do that?
No, it's a 12-month. It's a 12-month experience here. Right.
We have a couple of minutes, 2 minutes here right now, and one thing I did want to touch on your nightlife, because once the course closes and obviously it gets dark, Mistwood doesn't shut down.
McWethy's
you have
tavern.
a nice nightlife here with McWethy's.
It's a tavern. It actually looks like that. It's like I'm going back in time.
Yep, McWethy's Tavern stays busy, and we continue the events, right? So we have a cool little courtyard patio here.
Lights up, by the way.
It lights up.
Yes.
We have the lights strung across. We have the fire pits that you guys saw. We have bands out here in the summer, and it stays fun.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you, Dan, for joining us here on BiGGs Golf Talk. And as we asked the other guys, how can people find out more information about what's happening in the latest events here at Mistwood?
Follow us on social media. I mean, that's the best way to stay current.
You guys are very active on social media.
Very active.
Yes.
Yep. We got we had a marketing team here. They're putting out content. It's entertaining.
Yes.
Right. It's
You guys picked up on that too.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah. The last year and a half, you guys have been killing it, and getting everything out to the public.
Yeah. No, it's been
so
good.
Facebook. I think you're more active on Facebook. So if people watch. I mean, that's where I see the most activity.
Facebook
Lives.
Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram. They're very active. They put some videos out and stuff like that.
No, it's good content. It's fun.
Yep.
If you're a golfer, if you're interested in it, it'll entertain you.
They need to come out here. Not just go look at videos. They need to come out here and
find me. I'll give you a tour. Come on, come and find me, right?
Yes, and you might get cookies.
You might get cookies. It can be arranged.
Make a tea time. If you're looking to get married, you're in the Illinois area. Not Illinois, but Illinois.
Yes.
Romeoville, Mistwood Golf Club is the answer to that event, and I highly recommend them. You just would love the view. I mean, really. Coming up next here on BiGGs Golf Talk, Dan Bradley, thank you so much for...
Thank you.
Is your BiGGs product of the week. We'll be right back right after this.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out backswinggolfevents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, hot list winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
This is BiGGs Golf Talk with Bigg Jon Vic and Bill the Golf Father Cuebas.
This is BiGGs Product of the Week. Each week, Bigg Jon and the Golf Father select a golf product to feature. Here is Bigg Jon Vic and Bill the Golf Father Cuebas with this week's Product of the Week.
BiGGs Product of the Week is sponsored by the U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. Qualified for the Kings Cup today by participating in a local qualifier near you. Once again, all those local qualifiers can be found at usgolfchallenge.com or at BiggsGolfTalk.com, and you click on the link, local qualifying, down on the main page there. And here with Biggs Product of the Week is the one and only Bill, the Golffather Cuebas.
Yeah! Oh, the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah!
Everybody's talking about this. Yeah!
Yeah.
Yeah, this week for the Product of the Week, I wanted to talk about Albatross golf wear.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wore it in Chicago. You wore it in Chicago. We have received a lot of compliments about the about the apparel, about the golf wear, and the hats. I mean, it was a topic of discussion for sure.
Yes, it was, and it was good because they're a good company. We had them on the show a while back. Nothing speaks better than when you actually purchase from these people, and you did. You went out there
again.
You saw their
past
gear.
week.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. After the show, and we were talking after we did everything over at Mistwood.
Yep.
You went and bought more stuff. You got more stuff coming on en route to you. That's. Yep. I mean, what does that say? Where they were generous enough, you purchased stuff. They sent us stuff so we can, see it for ourselves, the new items that they had, and then you go back and you buy more stuff on top of that, and that's with no discounts, unless you're looking at their stuff where they offer
free shipping,
reasonable pricing,
free shipping after $49.
Yes, and they had that 50% off what they call chilling and cruising with JD for the hats and the T-shirts,
right?
Which are some of my favorites that they have out there. I love that shirt. That's one of my favorites with the American flag on it.
Yep.
But we rocked out gear out there. It was perfect. I got mine, and I took it with me to Chicago. And, Big, I know I was nice and warm. I don't think you have any of their long stuff. I know you had...
I don't have any of that outerwear.
But you were dressed appropriately because you put, underwear on that thing. You had the arms and everything. Yeah, so you had Under Armour on underneath to protect you from the elements out there in Illinois. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. Which, by the way, we really didn't need.
No, it ended up we didn't need. But you know what? And here's the trick, Biggs. One of my big things is how are you going to sweat during the changing of weathers? Because I live in Florida, so in the morning, we might start off at 7 o'clock in the morning. It might be 50 degrees, but by 8:30, it's 85 degrees. So I need that transition clothing and stuff like that. And I don't want to start changing and ripping off clothes and stuff like that. And you saw when we got there, we were expecting lows in the 50s, a high of 70 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It hit about 75 degrees
at noon
in the morning. Exactly. So it was like, oh my goodness! And you know what? You saw what I was wearing black, and I wasn't sweaty. And another thing I was worried about is if I sweat, am I going to smell? I don't want any of that stuff. And it was really good. I was comfortable during the whole round, not non-restrictive. There was nothing negative that I could say, and I love the way it fit. Because when you have it down,
the way it
doesn't
fits,
clump up,
the way it feels, and the way it performs. Because that to me, the three main elements of when I wear any kind of apparel. Probably the main one being the way it feels and the way it performs. Because the way it feels, if I'm sweating and it's sticking to me and it's constricting how I swing, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. But Albatross golf wear does not have that. It feels great all throughout. I mean, and Billy, even because we were hot, right? You were wearing black. You were hot.
Yes.
Yet,
but I wasn't sweating.
You weren't sweating, and the performance continued through all 18 holes.
Absolutely, I didn't have any issues through the transition at all, and that's what I was afraid of. When they started getting hot, I was like, oh, no, I'm going to start sweating. I'm going to be in trouble. No. And I kept the zip. It's a 3/4 zip. And I kept that thing zipped up the whole entire time.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't have to start.
Nope.
I did. I never dropped this. You never saw the zipper down. I never pulled it down because I needed air. I felt cool. I felt warm when I needed it. First thing in the morning when we left, our hotel to get to the golf course. And I felt, comfortable the whole entire round, no problem at all. And least no kind of restriction when I was, usually with the sleeves, you start pulling up on the sleeve, it's uncomfortable. No, it was easy. And
if anything, like I pulled up on my sleeves on my Under Armour because my Under Armour heat keep.
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah.
I saw when you did that.
So my Under Armour heat keep was keeping me. I was a little warm, and I pulled up those sleeves. As far as the shirt of Albatross golf wear, no, I wasn't sweating through it. I took off my Under Armour heat keep, and it was wet, but it never. The golf wear of Albatross never even seen the sweat come through.
No, and that's what I liked. And you went out and bought more.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I have my friends that actually bought, and they went and bought for a second time. So how does that? I mean, how can you get that? I mean, that's priceless. You go out there and people are seeing the gear and like, oh my God, that's really neat. Then they go out and buy it, and then they try it and they're playing with it, and they're like, wow, this shirt feels real good. I'm going to go buy some more. And that's exactly what's happening. So it's awesome. And then when you do buy, they give you that gift for everybody. Yeah. I don't know if people have seen the post that I have, but that ball marker is really, really nice.
Sharp, yeah.
They send you the ball markers.
They give you a little envelope, and it gives you a thank you in there and all that, and it gives you a ball marker.
That is so. I love that.
That touch.
That's so classy when companies do that.
It is.
Yes, they do. And that little sticker of the guy in the golf cart. I put that on my laptop.
Right. Yeah.
That's right next to Bigg's Golf Talk.
That's going on my. I saved that for my new laptop. It's going right on my new laptop.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, I put mine because I only have 2 stickers. 59,
right?
Because I'm part of their crew,
right?
For the belts, and then I have Bigg's Golf Talk, and now I'm gonna have this little guy right there, boop boop, from Albatross. So they're 2 really nice guys. We had the opportunity to talk to both of them, and they got a lot of nice stuff. I love the fact that they're patriotic in a lot of stuff that they do. I love Ben Franklin looking over putts for George Washington and stuff. So I think it's going to make a lot of great, ideas for 4th of July, and I know I'm going to include them in the Father's Day guide that's coming up. So that's my product of the week, Biggs.
There you go. I'm with you. I love Albatross Golfwear, and you should too. Visit albatrossgolfwear.com for more information, and follow them on social media. They're very active on social media as well, as they have some giveaways and stuff like that. And as a matter of fact, we're going to talk to them about doing an Albatross Golfwear giveaway for Bigg's Golf Talk, so we'll see if that comes up as well. But that's it. And your product of the week was sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Vodka. You need to be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's Vodka drink, and friends don't let friends drive drunk. So, hey, a big thank you to the Mistwood Experience crew. You got to find out about the history. You got to find out about the practice facility and the fitting procedures, and you got to find out about the clubhouse and the events that they host as well there at Mistwood. And Billy, I'm telling you, if people are in Chicago, in Illinois, this should be their first destination as a golfer.
I love it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I paid attention from the first time we played and the second time and now this third time. The differences that are out on that golf course, the nostrils, I call them, that they put in there, the way they set that thing up is beautiful. I mean, that course is in beautiful condition. And they're still talking about making more improvements to it. And I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm looking forward to next year already, because I really want to see what they have coming next. Because his vision is priceless.
One thing I do highly recommend, play the yardage to your ability. It's going to be a lot more fun that way, folks.
Yes. We played blue-black.
Yes.
So, and I think it was about 63, 64. If you play all black, it was like 66 set up for that day. And then they had a back tee after that. But I mean, you got to play to your ability, because that course is challenging. The elevation changes, the undulations in the fairways. It is deceiving. The visuals. I mean, the course is amazing. Anybody that lives anywhere in that area or away from that area or is looking to visit, I think it's one of the best public courses I've ever been to. And they got a big membership there, Biggs. I think they're at 150 strong right now.
Yep.
So it's incredible. And that membership keeps rising, and it's the course speaks for itself. It's there.
All right, don't forget, folks, coming up Thursday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time to 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Biggs Golf Talk will be broadcasting live from Arnold Palmer Bay Hill. Billy, I'm going to see you on Tuesday, as a matter of fact. I don't even have to ask you what's up for the next week, because guess what? Next week is just a couple of days away. We are together. Yes.
Again, reunited, and it feels so good.
Yes. Absolutely.
We're going to be reunited again, 4 or 5 days together.
Bay Hill.
It's good.
Biggs Golf Talk invades Bay Hill at the King's Cup. Yes, at the King's Cup. So we're looking forward to that. We have all our King's Cup gear, and we're going to take that with us, and boom, we're going to be out there playing some golf, and that's going to be some fun time. All right, we got to get out of here, folks. We'll see you Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on Biggs Golf Talk. For Bill, the Golf Father Cuebas, for Amanda, the Golf Diva Robertson, I'm Bigg Jon Vic. This has been Biggs Golf Talk. Good golfing out there, and you matter.
It's Saturday morning, we're gonna play golf. The wife is moaning, we're gonna play golf. The kids are all screaming like someone's gonna die. The grass needs mowing, it's 2 feet high, but the boys are cold, so here I come. Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing at that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or we lose. Even birdie part and double bogey too. The boys are calling, so shot, Arnold. In-laws are coming over. We're gonna play golf. The smoke alarm's beeping. We're gonna play golf. Forecast is calling for all kinds of rain. Preacher man says we ought to be ashamed. The Lord have mercy, y'all. Where'd that come from? Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing at that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or we lose. Even birdie part or double bogey too. The boys are calling, so lucky putt. We don't always act like we should. We wanna play like Tiger Woods. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain. Take a big swing at that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or lose. Even birdie part or double bogey too. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Nice double bogey. It don't matter if we win or lose. Even birdie part or double bogey too. The boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Yeah, the boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Hey, where'd you learn to play golf there? The putt-putt course?